is loved by the Father, by all those who are surrounded with me, my friends and family. They also love me, and also I love my own self. Om Shanti. So today we will be reading the Murli of 27th of March 1981. How to be loved by the Father, by the people, and by oneself. So this Murli is especially in front of the double foreigners group, and as you all know, double foreigners also love Baba a lot. They have their own set of challenges. So Bab Dada has given very nice examples, good illustrations, as well as in a very cognitive way, he has approached this Murli, because many times it so happens that not even double foreigners, but even these days, even in Bharat, that we apply a lot of mind that, why is this not happening? Why is that not happening? And Baba is just getting us off from that mental thinking, and he's just telling us, why don't you be in the present? Why don't you just enjoy the situation rather than thinking of the past, the future? Just enjoy the present moments. And he has given various reasons for us to be in the present moment. So that is the essence which I could gather from this Murli as I read it today morning. So this Murli is a long one. We'll be reading in 3 parts. So today is the first part. So Bab Dada says, why has Bab Dada specially come today? Today, Bab Dada has come specially to have a heart-to-heart conversation with you, double foreign children. Okay, so Baba, as we all know that at the beginning of each Murli, he touches our heart, and that's what he is mentioning. Baba has come to have an exchange with you. All of you children have come to Madhuban from far away. Therefore, the father of Madhuban has come to give all you children who have come here the special hospitality of a heart-to-heart conversation of knowledge. This is a very nice term, special hospitality of a heart-to-heart conversation of knowledge. Today, Bab Dada has specially come to listen to you children and hear whether any of you are experiencing any difficulty with anything. The meeting between you and the Father takes place easily, does it not? Since we easily meet one another and you easily received the introduction, and since this path is very easy, there isn't any difficulty, is there? It isn't difficult, but it is possible that some of you make some of you have made it difficult. So this is a starting point of the discussion that things may not be difficult, but we might make it difficult. So, what was that point? Let us read the previous question. Since we easily meet one another and you easily received the introduction, and since this path is very easy, there isn't any difficulty, is there? So, as per Baba, this path is very easy. The earlier two questions which he mentions, since we easily meet one another, yes, meeting is quite easy, and you easily received the introduction. Yes, we all know about the Baba. And since this path is very easy, this third question is little, third aspect is little tricky. There isn't any difficulty, is there? Then Baba says, you know, the way to use your key of all the treasures that you have received from the Father whenever you want. When you know the right way to do something, you definitely achieve success. If you do not know the right method, you cannot achieve success. So what is the condition of what is the condition? All of you, are all of you flying? Now that you have become the long lost and now found children of the highest Father, what need is there to walk? So Baba has asked us the difficulty level question. But is it still difficult or you make it difficult? And then he tells that you know the right way and you have that key, that is the Father. But having said that, are we flying or are we still walking? You have to fly whilst walking along a path. It is possible that you could be obstructed somewhere. However, there are no obstructions when you fly. All of you are flying birds. The wings of knowledge and yoga are making all of you fly very well. Whilst you are flying, you don't get tired, do you? Have all of you been blessed with the blessing? May you be tireless. It is a very simple matter. Simply experience something and then share your experience. It is very easy to share your experiences. You only have to share something from your own experience. That is why it is very easy. To share something of your own relationships should not be difficult. You only have to share two things. You have to share something about you, about your own family, that is, of your relationships. Second thing is about your attainments. So Baba is mentioning that simply experience something and then share your experience. It is very easy to share experiences. That's why many times whenever somebody goes to Madhuban or goes for a Seva program, we enjoy more of listening experiences rather than class. And what Baba tells us to share in that experience, only two things. One is about you and the family, and second one is about your attainments. What did you achieve? This is why Bapdada constantly sees you, children, as being very cheerful. However, instead of having a constant stage in which you are only attracted by the one, you are sometimes attracted by any other form of sweetness? Have you all become constant and subtle, stable? Have you become conquerors of attachment and embodiments of remembrance? So, another question Baba is asking here, that instead of having a constant stage where we are only attracted by the one, are we also attracted by any other form of sweetness? So, Baba is exactly of sweetness. Does any other sweetness attract us? And that is where Baba tells that in a different words. Have you become conquerors of attachments and embodiments of remembrance? The age of the Gita now has to come to an end. All of you have now entered the period of time for experiencing the reward of knowledge. Have you not? To be an embodiment of remembrance is the reward of knowledge. Interesting. To be an embodiment of remembrance is the reward of knowledge. So, so knowledge is huge. Knowledge can be discussed as long as we want, but the end result is the essence of that is embodiment of remembrance. So, your time of making effort has now ended. Do you constantly experience all the virtues that you describe as pertaining to your original form? Are you able to become an embodiment of bliss whenever you want and an embodiment of love whenever you want? So, Baba is asking us questions. Hmm? First, he's asking the questions constantly experiencing of virtues that we describe as our original form. Then he asks, are we embodiment of bliss, Anand Swarup, whenever you want? Third thing is embodiment of love, Prem Swarup, whenever you want. Fourth thing he asks, are you able to stabilize in whatever form you want for as long as you want? It is not that you have to stabilize in that stage, but that you are already in that stage. Hmm. So this is the crux which I thought of the discussion, which Baba is mentioning, that many times we postpone things that, okay, I want to become embodiment of love. I want to become embodiment of bliss. After doing this so and so tasks, I might become so and so thing. But what Baba is asking here is, it is not that you have to stabilize in that stage, but that you are already in that stage. Because if we start benchmarking us that I have to achieve so and so, I have to be this so and so, then we might be always pushing that in the future stage. But rather, if we believe that let me just be in that stage, I'm already in that stage, and me being in that stage automatically will enhance my level of pushart or enhance the experience. So that will not let me put that stage in a futuristic stage, but rather experiencing it right now. The theory of now. So what Baba is mentioning, let me read this statement again. So he asked initially these three questions. Let us read all of them together so that it will make more sense. All of you have now entered the period of the time for experiencing the reward of knowledge, have you not? So even the time Baba is mentioning that you have already entered that, probably the earlier time when Sakar Baba was there, knowledge was still getting revealed, but now that entire knowledge is revealed, now is the period of time for experiencing the reward. Now, what is the reward? He's further clarifying, to be an embodiment of remembrance is the reward of knowledge. So, your time of making effort has now ended. Do you constantly experience all the virtues that you describe as pertaining to your original form? Are you able to become an embodiment of bliss whenever you want and an embodiment of love whenever you want? Are you able to stabilize in whatever form you want for as long as you want? It is not that you have to stabilize in that stage, but that you are already in that stage. Is it not? Let the father's virtues be the children's virtues. The father's task be the children's task. And the father's stage, the children's stage. So, as we tell that we are godly helpers, we are father's children. So, he's also telling, whatever is my stage, that is your stage. This is known as the reward of the confluence age. Interesting. So, are you experiencing this reward or are you still effort makers? Are you embodiments of attainments? Your language of I have yet to attain. I am not able to attain. How can I attain? Has now changed. Has it not? You don't go up and down by being in the sky one day and on the earth the next day, do you? Hmm. So instead of telling us that we are not in that constant stage, he asks in a reverse way that probably you are always flying. Hope you are not coming down. Okay, so this is reverse questioning. So uh, he's just so basically Baba wants to give us a message that probably we are coming down, but rather he is giving in a reverse way that oh you are just equal to me. So I hope you are not coming down, right? Because what Baba is telling that your language of I have yet to attend, I am not able to attend, how can I attend, has now changed. So he is assuming that it has changed. Has it not? You don't go up and down by being in the sky one day and on earth the next day, do you? You don't have a question mark today and then a full stop tomorrow, do you? To be constant and stable means to be constantly in the mood of perfection. Interesting word. To be constant, to be constant and stable means to be constantly in the mood of perfection. Maybe I'm just adding my words here. So maybe physically we may not be perfect. Maybe we might still have some aspect of imperfection in terms of swabhav, sanskars, or maybe we might have some old habits. But having said that, even if I am in the mood of perfection, hmm, this can be also interpreted as having soman, having affirmations, doing self-talk or whatever you all call. But if you read this statement as is, if I am in the mood of perfection, that will help me to be constantly stable. So let me read this again. To be constant and stable means to be constantly in the mood of perfection. Let your mood not be constantly changing. Abdada sees from the subtle region that the moods of some children change a lot. Sometimes they have the mood of being amazed, sometimes a questioning mood, and sometimes a mood of confusion. You're not swinging in the swing of sometimes paying attention and sometimes being in tension, are you? So, this opposite words, Baba has asked the questions in so many different forms. Sometimes flying, sometimes question, full stop, exclamation mark, sometimes attention, sometimes tension. Yes, asked two more things earlier. I don't recall now, but similar questions. He has so many words to ask us so that we get a point, you know, exactly what he wants us to be. And that is the beauty of Baba's Murli, that he makes things so easy that maybe a person of any caliber or any level of understanding might really catch what Baba wants to speak. Baba mentions, when you leave Madhuban, be the form of your reward. For how long will you have to keep making effort? Let it be like father, like son. Does the father ever have an off mood? You now have to become equal to the father. You are masters, are you not? You masters should have grown up by now. You masters should have grown up by now. Have all of your complaints now ended? In fact, although a situation may only be a mirror one, you make it into a major one. Sorry, although a situation may be in a minor one, you make it into a major one by constantly thinking about it. Okay, so now Baba is just giving us the reason why we are not able to be stable stage, and the main reason is constantly thinking about it. So basically, again, the theory of now which we were discussing earlier. If you think of the past, if you think of the future, or maybe thinking of a specific situation a lot, it could be a minor one, but we make it major by offering the situation the hospitality of your thoughts. From being small, it becomes large. So, Mhm. If somebody comes at the door and if we invite them, if we talk to them, they will probably come to our home, have tea, coffee, and if we further urge them, they will have food, and probably they might stay if we urge them, if we do so much hospitality of them. But if somebody comes at the door and we just tell them, hey, I'm busy, I don't want to meet you, the person may go off directly from the door. So, Baba is mentioning, by offering the situation, the hospitality of your thoughts. So, probably it is easy to slam the door in a physical situation, but for a situation, if we give those situation some of our thoughts, that is nothing but just like inviting that guest to our home and asking him that, okay, feel this home as your own home and be free to do whatever you want. So it is just similar to that. So Baba mentions, by offering the situation the hospitality of your thoughts, from being small it becomes large. Do not offer the hospitality of your thoughts. Don't ask, why did this come? Why did this happen? When a test paper comes, you have to take that paper. Should you ever question why the test paper has come? So another example Baba gives. Baba is famous in giving so many examples. So just imagine like we are sitting in a school, a final exam is going on and papers are distributed, and we suddenly tell, "Why are you giving paper to me? I don't want the paper." So people all around will gaze at us. Hey, why did this person come to the school then if he doesn't want a paper? Why is he sitting in examination hall? So similarly, rather than asking any situation, why did this come? Why did this happen? When a test paper comes, Baba mentions, you have to take that paper. Should you ever question why this test paper has come? Just take a second to judge between what is waste and what is best and finish it in a second. Another example Baba will give now of that of a judge and a lawyer. Put all the waste in the waste paper box for half a cycle. The waste paper box is very big. Be a judge, not a lawyer. A lawyer makes a small case into a big one. A judge is able to give a judgment of yes or no within a second. So, all of us must have experienced this that in a court, who speaks the most? The judge or lawyer? Obviously, lawyer because he has to prove his case. And judge is patiently listening and he just gives the final judgment of yes or no, maybe in a couple of lines. That's it. Because judge probably has that skill of identifying what is the waste, what is the best. He gets the essence and he just gives the judgments and he dismisses the case. So Baba tells us the waste paper box is very big. Be a judge, not a lawyer. A lawyer makes a small case into a big one. A judge is able to give a judgment of yes or no within a second. When you become a lawyer, you wear a black gown. It is the judgment of 1 second. Is this the father's virtue or not? If it isn't, then put it in the waste paper box bin. So is Baba is asking us to become the judge and ask a simple question: is this father's virtue or not? If it isn't, then just put it into a waste paper bin. So again, this is a very good exercise. We can probably practice this today if a situation comes, which it comes daily. And if Baba is mentioning this Murli, today something might really come. Who knows? But we can just ask ourselves, is this father's virtue? And if not, let's visualize a big waste paper bin and let's put it into there. If it is father's virtue, then put it into the account of the best. Baba Dada is the same sample in front of you. To copy means to follow. You don't have to create a new path. You don't even have to invest any knowledge. Simply become the form of whatever the father relates. Are you all in the form abroad receiving the 100% reward? The reward of the conference each is to become equal to the father. Your future reward is the deity status. So you will all become equal to the father and experience sitting in that stage with the father for some time. Will you not? So I'll just complete this paragraph. Baba is mentioning that when we become equal to the father, we also experience sitting in that stage with that father for some time. A king who sits on a throne would sit on it for some time, would he not? Not that 1 minute he sits on it and the next minute he comes down from it. The reward of the confluence age is the stage of being equal to the Father, which means to remain seated on the throne of the complete stage. You don't just have to attain the reward, but you have to attain it for a long time. You now have to fill yourselves with such sanskars for a long period of time. It must be for your whole life, not that you just have that stage for a few minutes. It has to be for your whole life. So let us pause here. Actually, Baba, again in the later part of Murli, Baba is elaborating something more about if we are speaking about the whole life, why don't we experience it throughout? And then he tells us why are we laboring? And once we are with the father, the child, so the efforts need not to be that much. So let us read this tomorrow because Baba has elaborated this part as well a lot in the later section of the Murli. For today, let's pause here and sit comfortably, sit in intoxication, sit with the right. I'll just choose these three words for the next minute, and after that, we'll start discussion. Shanti. Okay, we can start sharing.
Shanti brother, good morning.
Yes.
Baba is again and again emphasizing us to reduce the thing, that is reduction of the waste and put a full stop. That is to miniaturize whatever we are thinking large to a small point and put a full stop. And that is as simple. I mean, if I have to inculcate that now, I think I should only talk so much because it going into Vistar is only going to make things worse. It's going to only make a lot of waste around. But to be essential is what is Baba saying today. Today. Thank you. Thanks, Shanti.
Yes. So, the real trick is application of full stop. We all probably know that full stop is needed, but the more we practice, the more we get used to it. Because after writing a essay, we realize, oh, full stop had to be applied on the first line itself. So, yeah, and that is why Baba keeps on giving us similar insights by different words. He uses different words like sometimes waste paper bin, full stop. or equal to father. There are so many, which of course others might also share now. But these analogies or these really help us on the real life situation, that it reminds us, oh, today morning, Baba told us this, so let me use it. So it all depends on how much attentive we are in the real life situation, and that is why Baba today mentioned that be an embodiment. Because if we feel that I will attain so and so stage, I have to do so and so, probably we might even uh, forego or put application of full stop to a future stage. But if I think that I'm just like father, so if my father is not putting any other marks, let me also put a full stop and just connect to him. It's easy to say this, but yeah, application is very tricky. But with practice, I think things happen. So should not be that difficult as Baba mentioned in the Murli.
Om Shanti, brother.
Hmm?
Om Shanti.
I can hear you. Tell me.
Yeah. This title, Prabhu person, Lok person, Swa person. I was just thinking like, so Baba is going to hear very clearly defined who are those people who are loved by God. Like I remember even there used to be a song, Jo Baap ko, who are those people whom God loves from the heart, जो सच्चे होते हैं और जो दिल के पक्के होते हैं. So loved by the Father. But over here, when he has started even the Murli, it's not like a Murli is right away saying it's just a heart-to-heart conversation. And as a heart-to-heart conversation, he asks us, any difficulty? Are you finding any difficult question? Like as if an essay question has been given and we find it very difficult, we don't understand the meaning of the question. He starts with difficulty and then immediately he says, why are you walking? Don't you think it's now you have to fly? Why are you walking like others? So the first two paragraphs where Baba has mentioned, I was just thinking, Baba, it's a heart-to-heart conversation. You should know why I'm not flying, why I'm tired, why I'm not able to relate my experience. So these two paragraphs, the first two paragraphs, I was really churning only on that. And suddenly he comes to his famous words, Nashtamoha Smritivalat. And if you could just tell me that one line which Baba said, the age of the Gita is now coming to an end. I just stopped over that when you were talking to find out the meaning of that after telling us you're not flying, you are walking, you're finding difficult, and your stage is not constant. And then he's giving us a warning. The age of the Gita is now coming to an end. Can you just throw some light over this, brother?
Sure. Would anybody like to share their views on this treatment before I start? Yeah.
Yeah, I think Baba mentioned here this is because we know that the confluence age is when we get the real Gita, and so by then this Murli Baba gave on 27th right of March 81, and Baba knew that the Murli will go on only to 2017, right, December. So possibly that is one reason why that is the age of Gita is coming to an end. And we know that the last Murli that we got is December, right? December 2017. Shanti. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Om Shanti.
Yes, brother.
It's really wonderful when you talk heart to heart and that also to a beloved, to a sergeant who is very, very close to you, that Baba wants, that start needing me. Earlier you needed the world, you start needed me. Earlier you were attached to the world, now attached to me. Detached to the world and attached to me. Earlier were greedy for the world, now become greedy for me. That is heart-to-heart communication. Baba is telling that you have come to Madhuvan, a place whose name is Madhuvan, a place when you become Madhu, where you become Madhu, where you become Mitha, the place where you get transformed from bitter to sweet, because now you are with the Father who lives in Madhuvan, now are with the Master who makes you Madhu, who makes you sweet. Baba says, remove all the waste, because accumulation of the waste has taken place as because you were body conscious. Considering it as an example of a rock, the unwanted particle, unwanted matter is removed, you will find the statue in the rock. Baba says that that accumulation has taken place, that the waste has accumulated in such a way that your deity factor, the Sola Kala Sampurn, now seems to be Kalahin. Remove all the waste, remove all the unwanted, and you will become from waste to best. Baba says, the reward of confluence is, you are in the confluence age, you are with the Father, and do the Purusharth so that when you are with the Father, you should have some, what to say, will have a lot of prizes from Father. That is what the best prizes and the best gift of confluence age is to be stable, is to be conqueror of attachment. And when you're with the Father, you're also stable like Father. And with Father, you have got two wings, Gyan or Yoga. And with those wings, you fly, you fly, you fly and fly. And in that process, what happens? Today in the Murli, Baba also talks about stopping the things, stop, the real stop, full stop. That is not just a Laukic word of stop, but when that comes in my mind, Baba says, stop what you're doing, stop for the change, stop to realize, stop for remembrance, stop for transformation. Then what type of stop it is? Baba says, stop, the first letter S stands for soul consciousness. And when you get soul consciousness, the second letter T makes you transform. That is self-transformation, from self-transformation to world transformation. And O, your objectives should be very, very clear. Who you are, from where you have come, and what you have to become. And P, the real Purusharth, as per Baba's Srimad, the real purity as Baba wants, and the real perfection that what Baba wants. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Anyone else would like to add?
Om Shanti, I want to share one point.
Yes, sister.
Take a second to judge between what is waste and what is best and finish it in a second.
Baba gave a beautiful example of the judge and lawyer, and he told us to make a similar judgment like the judge does. Okay. So to Girja's point, I think, regarding that Gita thing, I'll just like to add that Baba mentioned that the age of the Gita has now to come to an end. All of you have now entered the period of the time for experiencing the reward of knowledge. Have you not? So, it is always considered that after the Gita was uh, delivered, or rather, when Sri Krishna told the Gita and the war was run, and then the Pandavas got the kingdom and then they enjoyed. So, basically, what was Gita? It is nothing but knowledge. And only after getting the knowledge, one has to get the reward, experience the reward. So Baba is like telling that enough of knowledge. I've given you a lot of Gita Gyan since 1937. I've been given, and it's almost about to end. And Baba is telling this since quite long, every time, because he doesn't want to tell that, oh, I'll keep on giving you Gyan till 2017, and because he wants us to get ready much before that. Otherwise, we wouldn't have had dadis and everyone. So he probably wants to give us a signal that you already have the Gyan, you already have the things, the knowledge what to do. Now experience the reward of that. Whatever knowledge I've given you, now it is the time that you experience it and bring that into practice. Because as we all know that confluence age is only age where we can actually experience all the attainments, the powers of God. We might not be able to do that in Satyuga and Treta, because that is where we might even forget about Baba. We might even, our stage probably will be little down than what we would be, knowing it at the moment. So that is the subtle message probably Baba wanted to pass on here. And then he started elaborating on the reward. What is the reward? And he gave us many examples of how can we become embodiment. And before this statement of the age of Gita, he also mentioned, are you able to be in constantly stable? Are you conquerors of attachments, embodiments of remembrance? So again, he is checking that I've given you this Gita of being free from attachments, conquerors of remembrance, how much you are able to apply that. So that is the message which I interpreted out of this statement.
Okay, Praful Bhai, let me take the way you said. If you see the whole Murli, what you read, it comes only one thing, Bap Saman. Become equal is equal to perfection. Become equal is equal to experiencing the reward of the confluence age. But Baba has always said experiencing the reward of the knowledge is not now. It is in Satyug, in golden age, where generally we experience the reward. Here we are creating that, becoming that embodiment to, to get that experience later. That's why if you see everywhere, Baba is asking us so many questions. Is the father's virtue your virtue? Is the father's task your task? So let me ask myself that question. Whatever question Baba has asked over here in the Murli, do I really have that 100% virtues of father in me? Do I really take father's task totally my task? Is the father's stage my stage? It's not that I'm saying it's not happening, but it is not totally finished. I'm not saying there is a question mark, but there is a comma, I feel, in my case. I'm not putting a full stop, but there is still comma. I cannot say, yes, everything is done, perfection is done, I'm equal to the father. No, I'm just, it's just a personalized thing what I feel. And that was just one point which I wanted to say, because it's really a Murli where Baba, he's saying, Dil se baat, dil se kar raha hu. But if you see everywhere, he's saying how he wants us to be. And you were telling about that lawyer, what I feel, see, unless the lawyer opens the case, unless the lawyer argues the case, then only the judge can give an opinion. What if the lawyer does not even talk, doesn't even do? then the case will just be closed because there was no one to argue and no one to defend. So even here, the lawyers thing, even when Baba was talking over here about it, yes, one point of lawyer, what he says is he makes a truth into false, false into truth, small into big. Right. That part is, I think that is the part Baba wants us to understand, how trivial things we make it into big things and all, and just land down over here. Rather, we should have a once again perception like a judge. Yes, these 2 points I was thinking about. That's why I asked you that question. Because it's really mind boggling where Baba is asking, see, you are like that. Are you like that? See, he's not even saying I am like that. Are you like that? Bapka task is yours. Like task is yours. Are you so? That's why Bap koi or Bap is saying I have not become Bap Saman.
Om Shanti. Om Shanti.
Yes, brother.
Actually, when Baba says that the Gita episode is over, and because all the knowledge, when Baba has come in this confluence age, Baba has given the knowledge from A to Z. And Baba has also given an example, a sample like Brahma Baba, that we have heard Gita also and we have seen Gita also. Brahma Baba's life was only Gita. Shiv Baba spoke about Gita and Brahma Baba was living Gita. Okay. So audio and video both was present to us. Now Baba says that episode is now over. That episode of Varvos, the saying of Gita, teaching of Gita is over. And also the living Gita episode is also now over. Now you have to become Gita. You have also to become Gita as Brahma Baba was. Because basically we have to become Gan Swarupa. Okay. When we say that we have to become like Bap Saman, that is, Bap Saman is whatever Baba has given the knowledge, we have to become Gyan Swarupa, the knowledge. Knowledge should be our life. That is, our life is, if we tell that what is the message, what Brahma Kumaris wants to give. My life is my message. My life should become my message. That is, I should live the real Gita in my life. That is Gyan Swarupa and Gyan Murti. And I have to become embodiment of knowledge. I have to become embodiment of bliss. I have to become embodiment of love. I have to become embodiment of remembrance. Need not be any verbose that this is knowledge, that is knowledge, what should not be. That means lot of arguments. No. I have to become the real form of Gita. And when I really become real form of Gita, in that process, the total internal and external transformation takes place. And now I become a different personality. A personality which only emits fragrance, a personality which emits only light. And that light helps others to see when they are confused, they will see the new ray of hope. And Baba says, the knowledge which I have given, decorate yourself with that knowledge, that is, adorn yourself with that knowledge. So that, because basically you have to become knowledge Swarupa. If not, you have not to become bodiless like Shiv Baba. When Baba says we have to become Nirakari, Nirvikari, Nirankari, that we have to become. Baba doesn't have any body. So we cannot leave this body. But we have to have the virtues of Baba. That means have to become knowledge Sarup. That is what Baba says. Adorn yourself with the knowledge. Decorate yourself with the knowledge. And when you decorate yourself with the knowledge, when you become knowledge Sarupa, you become light. You become might. And you become such light. You become light, might, such light, and when you become light, become might, you become such light, you get the flight for Satyuga. Om Shanti. So light, might, flight. Om Shanti.
Okay, thanks. So let us do a quick reflection. We'll close today's session. So as I get seated on the center of forehead, I, the soul, tell myself that I am Master Almighty Authority, conqueror of attachment. I experience all the virtues. That of the Father belongs to me. I'm embodiment of bliss, embodiment of love, whenever I want, as long as I want. And with this positive note, I'm ready for another beautiful day, enjoying the company of Baba, enjoying the rewards of the beautiful knowledge which I got from Baba, and thereby becoming Bap Pasand, Lok Pasand, and Swa Pasand. Om Shanti. Thank you, everyone. Let's meet tomorrow for the second part of the Murli. Have a nice day.